All right, pretty excited for the segment today. Just want to clear a couple things with you since this is a negative topic. Can I say okay? Can I tell someone to go themselves? Okay, cool. Can I say Can I tell someone they are a Wait, I can't say that? Really? Can't say anything anymore. Yes, bring it in. Unfortunately, we're talking about a sad subject today, a tragic subject, really. I wore black just to mourn the occasion of the fact that some of your teams out there are absolutely dead in the water here in Week 7 because you blew it. You got a few things wrong this year, and that is what we asked you people, the people, my people. What was the thing that you got the most wrong so far this season? Let's steel ourselves and let's get right into it. First up, we got my buddy Neil Dutton. Neil, I love you, man, but what the hell are you doing doubting Derrick Henry, okay? I mean, rule number 1 of fantasy football, you don't doubt Derrick Henry. Actually, that's rules 2 and 3 as well. That's how important it is. I know that typically we don't want to draft these non-pass catching running backs that are playing on teams with bad defenses in the top 5, but the key word there was normally. What about Derrick Henry is normal in terms of NFL running back? I mean, the guy is a freak show. It should be illegal for someone to be that big and that fast and frankly, that nice. I mean, he's one of the nicest players I've ever talked to ever. Just a real gem of a guy. Gave me a real hug one time. I mean, and that should be the point with Derrick Henry. We should embrace him in fantasy going forward. Next up, we've got Allen Robinson here, and I will admit, I also dropped the ball on this one, but how could you blame me? I mean, this is a guy that has time and time and time again overcome bad situations, bad offenses, and just straight up hideous. Some of the worst quarterbacks that we've ever seen don the NFL field. I mean, give me a break. How could Allen Robinson not succeed in this situation with Justin Fields? Oh, I'll tell you how. The stupid Bears coaching staff would force this Andy Dalton thing, and then would throw out the most conservative offense in the entire NFL to the point that Allen Robinson cannot even come close to his normal volume. So yeah, volume is king in fantasy football, and unfortunately, that's dragging down Allen Robinson. What we really need to have happen is we need Allen Robinson to go rogue and get himself traded at the trade deadline, but unfortunately, I feel like he's probably just too good of a guy to do that, too good of a teammate. So alas, we toil onwards. Speaking of toiling, I mean, Miles Sanders. Yikes, bad vibes on that one. I did not draft Miles Sanders anywhere. I did not have him on a single fantasy team this year, but even I didn't see it being this bad. I mean, give me a break. What the hell are the Eagles doing over there on offense? I mean, Nick Sirianni, man, you got yourself a mobile quarterback. Even if you don't want Jalen Hurts, at least design an offense to help him do what he does well. I mean, this is a guy that can make plays with his legs. Why don't you want to establish a creative run-first offense? I mean, you're not even giving Miles Sanders the ball at all. It's unbelievable. I don't understand it at all. It's like they've basically taken Jalen Hurts and just dropped him into the offense that Phillip Rivers ran with Nick Sirianni for the 2020 Colts. Hello? How does that make any sense? That is bizarre. That is bonkers, and I don't see it getting any better. Yikes. Bad vibes there. Speaking of bad vibes, I mean, the Trey Sermon thing, these might be the worst vibes in the entire fantasy football season so far. And you know what, Rogue 58, I'm going to let you off the hook for this one, okay? It's not your fault, man. You could not have seen this coming. And I'm not just saying that because I was totally in on Trey Sermon too. I mean, let's revisit this for a second. Kyle Shanahan specifically targets Trey Sermon, trades up for Trey Sermon in the NFL draft. And then, oh, what do you know? He's running with the starters in preseason. We're getting good reports out of camp. All the things are good. And then week 1 hits, boom, Kyle Shanahan, he hates Trey Sermon. Elijah Mitchell's the guy. Raheem Mostert's out. Trey Sermon still can't get the ball unless Elijah Mitchell's hurt. I mean, that is unbelievable. Rogue 58 and everyone else out there, you couldn't have seen this coming. This is probably the biggest kick in the teeth I can ever remember in fantasy football ever. But you know what? Don't lose a wink of sleep off that one. That's not your fault. Now it's time for the worst tweet of the week, and I'm giving it to this response with AJ Brown and the oof meter here. How cute. Listen, you didn't get AJ Brown wrong if you drafted him this season, just because it hasn't worked out so far. I mean, Comrade Gritty. You can't predict injuries. If you did, you'd be out there grifting people on the internet with your stupid little subscription service predicting injuries, but you're not doing that. No one's doing that, so give me a break here, okay? And listen, yeah, A.J. Brown hasn't worked out so far this season like you expected, but the guy had a hamstring injury. Like I said, you can't predict that, and he had a literal case of the going into Monday Night Football. I mean, give me a break, okay? That is bizarre. You cannot predict that. So I think A.J. Brown, by the way, who just had his biggest game of the season, is going to have a great rest of 2021 as long as he avoids that Chipotle, okay? A.J. Brown, I'm sorry, Chipotle, tough scene, but you got to stay away from there because we need you. We need you. We need you to be great out there. And that is going to be the message that I ended on this week. Sure, things haven't worked out for you so far, but if there is one true tenet of fantasy football, it comes from my good friend Sigmund Bloom from Football Guys. Sometimes you can be right and wrong about a player all in 1 year. That is how quickly things change in the NFL. That is how much the clock of variance can turn. So just because you've missed on a few things so far does not mean things might turn around for you in the second half of the season. Things might be good. So keep the hope alive, keep pushing forward. We're going to be great the rest of 2021, even if you got a few things wrong. Let's go. Let's go win us some leagues right now.